Top of the morning to ya, and welcome to today's Zoo to You, brought to you by MIFA on behalf of the U Fund College Investing Plan. So excited to have you joining us here today. My name is Jessica, and I am from the education team here at Franklin Park Zoo. Good morning. And we are so excited you're joining us here today to learn a little bit about an amazing animal live at the tropical forest called the Baird's tapir. So we are going to talk all about the amazing story behind our youngest tapir, Millie. And today is extra special because we do have a special guest joining us to learn alongside all of you about the tapirs and their incredible story. So I would like to welcome our special guest, but I do still encourage any of our live viewers to comment or leave questions into the chat. We will be together today for about 10 to 15 minutes, and I will do my best to try and see your questions and get to as many as I can, but with our special guest today, I might not be able to get to them all. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome our special guest from MIFA and the U Fund College Investing Plan to the screen. Good morning, Jonathan. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm very, very excited to be here with you and with the tapirs. So really excited to get to it. And may I just say, too, from MIFA, that MIFA is, of course, very excited to sponsor the Zoo to You program because it's a great way to get families involved, learning about animals like the ones we're going to see today, which I'm very excited to see about. And as I said, I was here last year with some pygmy hippos. And we said last year, and I'm going to say now, that it really jives with what we do at MIFA because it gives us a chance to talk about and to get families to think about some of the common themes of taking care of these animals and taking care of our own young ones. So those things of consistent care, community involvement, starting early. We are here to sponsor with the Fidelity 529 U Fund College Investing Plan. That's one of our programs, which is a Saving for College program. And so my colleague will be putting info in the chat section. If you have any question or any interest in learning about saving more for college, you can click on those links. But let's get to those tapirs. Look at them now.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jonathan. And I'm so glad you're here. And, you know, we want to thank you for supporting these U2 programs and for supporting all those families out there to help their children plan for their future education. But we do have the tapirs out right now, which is super exciting. And they received a whole bunch of fun snacks this morning. You can see they're exploring all over their habitat, looking for the snacks that keepers put out for them. One right here is using that amazing nose to eat some browse. This is actually browse that the animal care staff cut in the summertime from the zoo and freeze so that we can give them nice, fresh browse that they enjoy eating all throughout the winter. So as you're watching here, Jonathan, is there anything interesting or unique you notice about these Baird's tapirs?
Well, you noted it right away with the nose. I mean, this is it's really interesting to see them eat. Now, I'm curious too. So they're eating these things called browse, which I've never heard of before. But I'm guessing they're vegetarians. Is that right?
Yes, that is a great observation and a great assumption. So these animals are native to Mexico and Central America. And they are native to these beautiful tropical forests, which is very appropriate for their home here at Franklin Park Zoo in the tropical forest building. So the browse that they're eating is similar to low branches and leaves that they might eat in the forest. Behind them, there is also a black tub full of alfalfa hay. So that is a similar type of greenery grass that they might be eating. There is a little bit left over here to the right. Can you see some little orange pieces on the rocks? They also got banana, sweet potato, and carrots. So the keepers told me their favorite is banana. So they are often eating lots of fruits and veggies. In the wild, some actually call them farmers of the forest because they eat all of that fruit and veggies and are critical for spreading seeds all throughout the forest so that more plants can grow and the forest stays healthy.
Huh. And so I thought, and I think I mentioned this to you once before about the tapirs when we were looking at them earlier, that their noses, that they might be like anteaters, and those noses are to help them eat, but that's not the case.
Yeah, that's a great comparison. I like how you think it looks similar to an anteater. And we do have anteaters here at Tropical Forest as well. So if you come visit, you can compare the two. But an anteater, their whole mouth is shaped into that long snout, and they have a long tongue that comes out to, suck up and lick up all those ants and termites they like to eat. But the tapir is a little different because that is their nose, maybe more similar to like an elephant, has that long nose that they can move around. They can't grasp things like an elephant can, but it is still prehensile, which means they can move it around at will to help them kind of move food into their mouth. They can also use it as a snorkel, which is really fun. So every once in a while, they might come into the pool. The keepers did try and put lettuce in there to encourage them to go for a swim. But in the wild, they'll often swim looking for food and to escape the heat and can use that nose as a snorkel.
Oh, wow, I really hope they swim.
Yeah, the keepers tried. Of course, everything that our animals do is their choice, but we do encourage them and try and, get them to show all those natural behaviors by carefully putting their favorite foods in certain places and encouraging them to explore.
Look at them.
Was there anything else you noticed about them or any questions you had about them?
I'm noticing their feet right now, and that they have are those uh, sort of like cloven hoof type feet that they have.
Yes, that is a great observation. So their feet are a little interesting. Their closest relatives are rhinos and horses. So they do have a modified hoof on their foot. They have 3 toes, and it's perfect for navigating the uneven terrain in the rainforest. So that is a great adaptation for their home where they live. But it's kind of interesting. They don't look necessarily like a horse or a rhino, but those are their closest relatives because they're those hoofed, odd-toed hoofed mammals. Now the two
Um,
tapirs, oh, sorry, I was just going to introduce you to the
no, go
individuals.
ahead.
I realized I didn't tell you their names. So we do have the two females here, Abby and Millie. So Millie is closest to us. I'll try and point with my finger. There we go. Millie is right here. And Abby. Abby is mom, and Millie is baby, if you can believe it or not. Millie is a year and a half old. She's almost as big as mom, but she has a really wonderful story. And I mentioned I really wanted to tell the story of Millie today because her story is really one of planning, community, and care, really similar to the amazing work that MIFA does to help families prepare their children for education and a successful future.
Oh, thank you. Yes, thank you so much for bringing it over to me as she's going over to the water. That I want her to swim. I'm trying to will her to swim. Um, no, but yes, I think one of the things that we touched upon earlier, and I do want to mention again, and I want to sort of, when families go through the zoo and they look at the zoo and the animals in the zoo with the young ones and their parents, to think about some of the common themes between taking care of these young animals, all the care that goes into them from their parents and from the zoo workers, and all of the care that comes into, of course, raising our own young ones and our own children. So, and those themes that we hammer on as well as consistent care, as I said earlier, the importance of starting early, and that comes into it specifically when we talk about saving for college. One of the things that we, you know, say to families is that use time to your advantage. Start as early as possible. It doesn't matter how much you have to save. Consistency, save every month if you can, work out a schedule, and the benefit of community as well. So this isn't something that you have to do on your own. Save everything all by yourself. Get family, friends involved. Again, there's going to be information in the chat if you are interested in college savings to go and click, or anything related to planning for your child's future. You can click on that link and learn more about MIFA. Oh, here she comes. Is she going to go in?
We might get lucky today. You know, it is St. Patrick's Day, so maybe we'll get really lucky and we'll get to see them swim.
I'm wearing what little green I have, so. Oh. I wonder if you use that nose as a snorkel.
while we wait and hope that she goes in, I can bring it around and tell you about how that story of Millie is really similar to everything you were just describing. So Millie, her amazing story actually starts way before her birth, with all that careful planning and care that you were mentioning. So her story starts really early with something called a species survival plan. So that is very important for animals here at the zoo, especially animals that are endangered, like the Baird's tapir. And you can kind of think of it as Match.com for animals in zoos. So accredited zoos by the Association of Zoos and Aquariums work really hard to look at each animal in those accredited zoos and figure out which one will be the best match for breeding and making more babies. So the parents of Millie, Abby is one, and her father, Milton, they came together on one of those recommendations by the scientists that they were going to be a great match for the survival of the species. So it was a great celebration when Abby was pregnant. And we even found out that Abby was pregnant with twins. This is incredibly rare. It might actually be the only documented case of twins in Baird's tapirs. They usually only have one. So it was very exciting, and Abby carried those twins to full term, which is 400 days. Can you believe that? A lot longer than a human. So she had those twins for a long time, and then yeah, and then once they were born, they were unfortunately a little bit underweight, and they weren't eating quite how we wanted them to. So we partnered up with the Tufts University Veterinary School, and they and our amazing keepers worked really hard around the clock to try and get those two twins as healthy as they could. I actually have a picture of them right here.
Wow.
Millie is on the right, and her twin brother is on the left. They sort of look like fuzzy brown watermelons when they're babies. And that team worked so hard to get those twins as healthy as they could. Unfortunately, the male twin did not survive, but with incredible care, we have Millie, who you can now see is thriving, and she was able to be reintroduced with her mom very quickly. And that was a result of the amazing care and dedication by both of those teams.
That's amazing, and you know, congratulations to everyone at the zoo and to the folks at Tufts. I mean, one of the things that I thought of when you were saying that is that that specialized team at Tufts and everybody who works at the zoo, that's a product of a lot of education as well. So if it's something that you love or that your child loves to take care of animals and to maybe help them grow and to learn science or whatever, that takes a lot of education. So another people start playing college.
Well, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get to see Abby go in the water today.
She seems a little pensive. Yeah, Eddie. It's March. It's early.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly. But I hope you can come visit us here sometime soon, Jonathan, and I hope all of our visitors can come visit as well. And then you might get lucky enough to see Abby go swimming in the water and use that snorkel.
Yes, I would love to do that. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you again. We're very happy to sponsor Zoo to You. And once again, I'll just say if anybody's interested in anything having to do with planning, saving, paying for college or career, it's mifa.org. We're a free resource for you to use.
Excellent. Thank you so much. It was so fun learning with you here today, Jonathan, about the Baird's tapir. And thank you so much to all of our visitors. Please check out MIFA and see how they can help your family plan for the future. And we hope that you will come visit us here at the Tropical Forest at Franklin Park Zoo and visit Abby and Millie.
Thank
All
you.
right. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone, and have a great day.
Thank you.